welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking and discussing books. Just kidding, guys. Today we're actually talking and discussing the Shadow and Bone TV show. Dun dun dun. We begin with Alina discussing the darkness and how, I don't remember, she has a little monologue, but then we see Mr. Mal and he's already fighting. I thought his fighting didn't start until the second book, but I guess here he's been fighting for a while, you know, but he's not brave enough to fight an Inferni. I guess he will fight them later and that'll make him cooler or whatever. Mal, I think, is the character that was changed the most in the show, because while I still found him really like boring and a little annoying at times, he's more supportive of her. On the book, he was a little more like possessive and kind of didn't want her to have the power, but here he's like, I love you for who you are. I want to give a shout out to set design, costume design, makeup department, all the people that work on it, because the show looks amazing. Like, you see it and it's what you pictured when you're reading, except the shadow fold. I'm still not convinced about the shadow fold. I mean, it looks great, I like it, but it's not what I pictured, so now I have to change my head because it was not what I had pictured in my mind. But I do like it. It looks scary as hell. When we get our first look at the crows, all of them are perfect. I love them. I do wish Cass didn't speak as much because he's not a verbal character, which I know it's hard because you're in the show, you know, so you're not getting their inner thoughts or whatever. But, you know, with a look, you can say a lot. He did say a lot with looks a lot of the time. So I think a little bit of the dialogue could be cut out, especially with Inesh. I thought they talked a little much. Everything else was perfect. Jesper gambling, Cass and Grotti, then the painting in his office, Inesh sneaking in like, oh no. And yes, Cass' voice is a little high pitched, but Freddie Carter is nailing Cass. He is Cass reborn. Alexei was adorable. I knew what was gonna happen to him, but it still hurt, especially how it happened, because that was not how it happened in the book. But he was so cute, such an adorable character. And then, but yeah, he was so supportive of Alina. He's like, oh, she's not Shu, she was born here. And then when they didn't feed Alina, he didn't eat. He like threw his plate away too. So supportive, such a king. But he's dead. And then his death and everyone's death is whose fault? Alina's. Who else? Who had to burn the stupid maps? Who had to go on the fold with Mo? Alina. And I get it. It was to set the story going and her little power to show, but Jesper was just trying to get a drink. Just one shot. But Inesh and Cass drank it, and that's when I fell in love with Jesper. And he became my favorite character. He is my favorite out of the whole thing. He's number one. He is the best. He's the one that's exactly like in the book. He's just the same. And I love it. I love it. I'm so happy. I can't wait for him to have his little violin. Everyone, after April 23rd, that first Friday, the internet got ban crazy. It was everywhere, ban. No, the Darkwing, ban. And I was like, okay, why am I not obsessing like everyone else? And then I remembered, I'm not a Darkling stan. Like, I don't stand the Darkling. Like, I don't care for him. So I'm still not a Darkling stan. It's just how my life works. Unfortunately. Fedor. It's just, I don't remember him from the book though. And I'm not rereading them, but in the show, I think he's so adorable. I was gonna say I love him, but I don't think my emotions are that strong. I just think he's adorable. Like a little cute little baby firebringer. Oh, he's not a firebringer, he's a heart render. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of these because that's what they did in the show. Like, their powers was like, the darkling was like, so it just reminded me of Doctor Strange. So that's all I'm doing. I know heart renders go like this. The squallers, I think they cross their arms and then they go. It's a lot of hand gestures that I've been making fun of since the show came out. Oh, Alina goes like this. Although sometimes she goes cha cha cha, or she burns people's eyes. However, when he cuts people with the cut, it looks exactly like how I pictured it when I was reading. And last but not least, about episode 2, Inez has a brother. I've read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdoms more than once, so I know she doesn't have a brother. Oh, and the diversity in this show is astronomically good. It's amazing. I'm loving what they're doing. Take notes, peoples. Akatar. The stag looks exactly how I thought it did in my head. It's so weird because, like, you know what a stag looks like, but this one was different and it looks like what I pictured. It's beautiful. Kenya! After Jasper, she is my favorite. She's amazing. She's perfect. Is the nudity in the show Alina's butt? It was unnecessary and something I didn't really want to see. We also saw the first Nina and Matthias, and let me tell you, they are my third favorites. They were perfectly portrayed. I have a little problem though, because in the books I didn't really care for Matthias, but oh my god, in the show do I want him to live on, if you get my drift. When they first said we need a goat, I was just like, what? Why? But I get it. We needed the goat. We definitely needed that goat. It was necessary. And I'm so glad we got him because he has become, I think, the #1 talked about thing of the whole show. Not plot, not characters, but the goat. He is literally the greatest of all time, for reals. Another perfect casting was the apparat. That man is the apparat. Like, are we sure we didn't just pluck him out of the book and put him in the TV show? He was perfect. He was creepy, weird, kind of like, look at you. Also, it was really cool how they included the actual Book of Saints. Like, it looks exactly like the one you can buy on Barnes & Nobles. That was really fun. It was also seen in this episode where Freddie Carter was trying not to laugh. It's really hard to see. I'm going to put a picture of the scene that it is, but go watch it and tell me that it's not Freddie Carter trying not to laugh. But when she uses her powers from her hands, it looks really cool. I really like it. Even when she does the whole like pushing and it kind of forms an arc, that's awesome. But when it like pops out of her face and kind of like she glows, I'm still not on board with that. It looks a little weird. Why are we using Alexander already? Like, I get why we're not calling him the Darkling, because like if you haven't read the books and you're just coming into the show new and you hear the Darkling, you're like, oh well, he's the bad guy, and you're like taken away from the big reveal that he's the bad guy and the black heretic and all that stuff, which in the book was pretty obvious from the beginning because his name was the Darkling, the Dark One, pretty much. But why Alexander already? She could have called him you. Hey you, come here. Hey you, throw me on the desk. Hey you, what are we doing? But Alexander, not yet. takes away from later on. It was one of my favorite scenes from their relationship, because I was never into the relationship, and that was one of the favorite moments, and they took it away from me. They just ripped it. It looks so cold on the show. Like Nina and Matthias, again, they were, but that's not the point right now. The point is that it looks freezing. When Mal's hunting for the deer, when Nina and Matthias are like walking in the snow. So if they did film on actual snow and on the cold, props to the actors, to the cameraman, to whoever was there that day, because it looks so cold. Like, did you see Nina's face? But if they did it on a created set, or if they created that coldness with makeup, special effects, and all that stuff, props to them again. Props to the makeup people, to the set people, to the special effect people. Wow. This episode was sort of the episode where we just went, we forgot about timelines, we forgot about what's coming, we just did whatever we wanted. And I liked it. I'm okay with it. I loved how they showed Genya's and Alina's friendship, because then the betrayal hurt more. Their friendship was great. It's better than a lot of the other relationships. Okay, can we talk about the most adorable character? David. He just comes in and he gives her the gloves that he created. And Alina's just like, I'm so cool, I'm so good, I'm so amazing. I can split the sun into two by myself. And there's poor little baby David, like, okay, I'll take them back. You could see the hurt in his face. Not really, but still, it was so rude of her to show off like that. So nobody thought her. Has nobody taught her manners? Just because she's the sun summoner, she's better than everyone else. She's a saint. Oh, please. She spent 3 books saying she wasn't a saint. Don't make her a saint. Nobody messes with the crows, and the conductor learned that the hard way. Cass saw him talking to the stupid general, and he knew. When I saw that he saw what he saw, I was like, this is not gonna end well. So I spent the whole show waiting to see what he was gonna do to the conductor. And well, we all saw what he did. Also, Marie kind of died a lot before than she was supposed to, because she does die in the books. She dies in the second book, if I'm not remembering incorrectly. Like I said, I read those books like once and I'm not redoing it, but I do have good memory, and I'm pretty sure she dies at the end of the second book when the Nishiwoya, or whatever they're called, attack. But no, we killed her already. The Darkling was like, okay, how do I know you're a friend of Alina? And he's like, oh, I know her favorite flowers. They're the blue, whatever they are. I don't know, I don't like flowers, so I didn't pay attention. The Darkling was like, thanks for the tip, man. Alina, baby, here's some flowers. That was funny. And then Cass is like, plan B. And then they see the heart run and he's like, plan F. And I was like, I barely have like I barely have a plan. And Cass has a plan A, B, C, D, E, F. 6 plans. Probably goes more, but you know, we use plan F. And I was like, okay. Maybe he only has 3 plans. Maybe he only has plan A, B, and F. Maybe he doesn't like C, D, E. I just think about the fact that Bakura was just waiting for them to stop making out so she could come in and tell Alina that she has to run away. She's a little disturbing, you know. It's like, okay, are they still kissing? Are they? Yeah, I hear saliva being swapped. Okay. Yep, and oh no, he's coming back for another kiss. Quick. Yep, now he's gone. Kind of gross. And of course, Barker's like, go to the right and you'll see some other Grisha that are loyal to me. But no, Alina's like, right. Go left. Gotta find mom, man. But instead, she gets in the carriage that the crows are living on, and Jasper's just like, anybody else seeing this. Like, and I'm like, yeah, that's Alina for you. She's not very smart. Again, I will never get tired of saying this, but Nina and Matthias are perfection. They were great. They are amazing. I thought the actor that played Matthias was Russian or from Hungary or German, something like that. But no, the man's from Wisconsin, the land of cheese. I don't know, they make them that pretty over there. For someone who doesn't kill people, Inez sure is building a record quick. Okay, take a guess at who I am. That's right, I'm David. When I was reading the books, I never believed that the Darkling was in love with Alina. That possibility never crossed my mind. I was sure he was just after her for her power, and because he was obsessed with her, and because he was obsessed with power. But at least here we get kind of like a little bit of like, oh, maybe he is, because like he looked like it hurt when they told him that Alina had run away on her own. And then when it was like, oh, he's with the tracker, you know, I felt like it hurt a little bit. Maybe it was just because we read from Alina's point of view, and that's why I never believed in the love, because Alina never loved him. Alina just had like, oh, Mal doesn't want me, well, I'm gonna go for him because he's the first one that did eyes at me. I'm like, girl, grow up. He only wants you for your power. We open episode 7 with the backstory of the Darkling, which is the short story, The Demon in the Woods. I like that they included it, but I wish they would have included it more like how they included Alina's backstory, you know, because it just kind of throws you off when you like go into the episode and it's like 10 minutes of the Darkling with long hair. I liked it, I did, because I like seeing the fold being created and what drove him to all that. But it's just, I wish they would have incorporated it better, like woven it in. Every time I was like, oh, you're eating, oh wow, you built up an appetite, wow, it looks good on you, oh, Grisha looks good on you, you look better. I'm like, she looks exactly the same. Like, I get it, in the books at the beginning she was supposed to be really skinny and not pretty, and then after she became a Grisha and started using her power, she's the most beautiful girl in the land. But if you already took so many things out of the book and changed it, why would you keep this when it doesn't make sense, when she looks exactly the same? This is what we wanted. This is what we got. And now I'm having nightmares. What is that? Why? When? Who decided that this is what the amplifiers should look like? I was horrified. Like, I thought amplifiers were like jewelry. Like, they got taken away. Like, I think I remember Zoya got hers taken away. How would you take Zoya's if it's like embedded into her skin? I mean, she had to stab the Darkling, and that's the and then we gotta bow down to Milo because he saved the day. Again, that goat deserves everything, and I hope he comes back in season 2 because people will not be happy, myself included, if he doesn't make an appearance in the next season. Last episode, and it was good. Got me excited for the next season. Very scared because I know Nikolai is coming very soon, or at least Stormhound. I'm very scared for that. But they've done good, so I am hopeful. That scares me too because I went into this with low expectations, but now my expectations have been raised a little. So that means season 2 has to meet higher expectations than season 1 did. Which is scary because Nikolai is coming next season, and hopefully my baby Watlin, who didn't make an appearance, but do you know who made the bomb that Cass escaped with? It was my baby Watlin. My favorite line from all the Grishaverse made it, and I think that's when my expectations went from like normal to like a little higher because he said it. He said the line. Fine, make me your villain. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. I liked it. It was great. It was dreams come true. Another hope for season 2 is that they leave Brent Barnes with the messy bangs like he had in after fighting with the Bulkra. When he came out and he was like, let's go with the Nishivio. What does this ending mean for the crows? Because we know what it means for Shadow and Bone, you know. It's Stormhound, Tolly, and Tamara, which I'm so excited about. And the sea wyvern, or whatever it's called, the sea monster. I mean, I hope. I don't know if they're gonna do the same thing they did with book 1. What does it mean for the crows? Because we're not at 6 of crows yet. We're still missing like 2 years almost. I mean, we're missing Matthias being in Hellgate, or I guess we're missing 1 year. Yeah, we're missing 1 year, which is Matthias being in Hellgate. So I don't think we're gonna get the first heist already when they go into the Fierdans and they steal Kuwait. But I'm guessing we're gonna introduce the little marshalling, maybe. We're gonna introduce Mina and Cass' relationship, Inesh debt, which is only gonna cost 1 gem from the crown that Alina gave them. And it was like 1 gem. I was like, only 1? Thought it would be more, but okay, whatever you say. And that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below what you thought of season 1 of Shadow and Bone. What you liked the most, what you liked the least, who's your favorite character, what do you wish had been included from the books, and what do you want to see in season 2. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you can be updated for when I post more. Oh, and I'm wearing a shirt that describes Jasper because he is flawless.